Inside PressBox is presented by Friedmont Mortgage. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Go to Friedmont.com now for all of your mortgage needs. And welcome to another edition of Inside PressBox. I'm your host, Stan the Fan Charles. It's mid-July and already time to break out your purple and black. Despite some Orioles magic, Baltimore fans are gearing up for the football season as the 2012 Ravens, including number 27, begin reporting for training camp next week. PressBox Ravens reporter and insider Joe Platania will give us a look inside the huddle. Plus, I'll head out to Stevenson University, where earlier this week I met up with Mustangs head football coach Ed Hoddle. But before we start talking football, my first guest is someone I've been trying to get on this show for a year, but with his crazy schedule, he's a hard man to pin down, and that's my friend John Maroon of Maroon P.R. And John, I have been trying to get you. It's not relentless. You never dissed me. But tell me, I met you in 1995 when you were a then 30-year-old new PR director for the Orioles, and they brought you in to replace, was it Steinberg?
It was, yeah.
He left to go to San Diego with Lucchino,
Yep.
And that was the year they wanted somebody with a little experience because a guy named Cal Ripken Jr. was about to break one of the legendary records in baseball.
Yeah, that's right, Stan. I mean, I can't believe it's 17 years ago. And Cal, I was thrust into that season when Cal was breaking the record, and he was stuck with me. And luckily we got along. We shared a real similar philosophy on how to work best with the media during this intense year. But it was some great years. 95 was the Cal year. 96 and 97, we went all the way to the ALCS. So I was very lucky during my tenure with the Orioles.
It's interesting. I listen when people give answers on shows like this. You said you shared the same philosophy. The philosophy is clearly, in retrospect, one that sort of Eddie Murray didn't embrace. It's to make the media a little bit your friends and use them to tell the story.
I think that's true. I think to use them to tell the story, but I think it's also an understanding. You understand they have a job to do. They have a story to tell. Cal's primary job was to play baseball. So how we sat down, we thought through, how can he accommodate the media during this historic season while still being able to keep the focus on the field? And we came up with a philosophy that, quite frankly, I robbed from the Texas Rangers and former Orioles PR guy John Blake during Nolan Ryan's last year, where the first day in every city, we met with the press, he talked about the streak, and it kind of gave Cal a chance to recharge his battery, focus on baseball for the other days while we were there. And then obviously we met regularly with the national media and with the local media back home in Baltimore. But it was a fantastic year. It was something that really set a path for my career.
And I wanted to ask you that next.
Yeah.
Highly successful now as a PR person, both in and out of sports. You handle businesses, foundations, but still a lot of athletic stuff. Had it not been that experience, do you think you might still be on the club side of PR?
I don't know what I would be doing, but I have to say what I was fortunate to be thrust into in 1995 really set a course for me. Cal and I developed a very good relationship, both personally and professionally. We continue to work together to this day. He can't shake me. And, there's no doubt, when you work well with Cal Ripken, somebody of that stature, someone that's that well respected, you get some residual good feelings. So it certainly helped me, and I think that experience and the relationships I formed with people like yourself during that year and the years afterward.
I've helped your career a lot.
Well, clearly, Stan, you were the catalyst.
Hey, seriously,
Yeah.
You've just been retained Maroon PR by the University of Maryland.
Yep.
Why is it that universities, Duke, when I lived there, had the Duke lacrosse scandal, Joe Paterno, why is it that they are so kind of unprepared for PR?
Well, I think sometimes if you look at Penn State, it's a very isolated situation. You go up to Happy Valley, if you've ever been there, you notice that it's really a world that's kind of lives within itself. Now they have retained a large PR firm during these days, but I would say this is the cool thing about me working with Maryland. It's not a crisis situation. It's a situation where they have a lot of good things to tell, a lot of good stories to tell, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to be an extension of their existing PR team to say, hey, there's a really neat story with this sport or that sport. Certainly a lot of our work right now is with the exciting stuff happening with the football program. I know a lot of people out there saying, oh, the football program, oh, they went 2-10. Well, they've also had one of the best recruiting seasons in the last 20 years. They got a lot of good guys, local talent that is staying home. They got the new field coming in. And I think Coach Etzel has things really moving in a positive direction. Time will tell. So we're doing a lot of work with them. Zach Bono is the new PR head there. Wonderful guy, great experience. We're going to be working with him and the other sports. So it's exciting. It's fun to work with the Terps. They're a great source of pride around here.
I'm looking forward to finding out who the new baseball coach is. It should be out in the next couple days from our taping. Tell me about another big event. We've got less than a minute right now.
Okay.
The soccer game.
Yep.
How can people still get tickets at this last minute? Because it's a week away.
Yeah, well, this soccer match, it's July 28th at 1 p.m., M&T Bank Stadium. It's Tottenham versus Liverpool. These are two of the top English Premier League teams. They don't always come to the States, almost never. And it's going to be a great match. They're bringing their top players because it's right before the start of their season.
This would be like the Yankees and the Dodgers playing in London a baseball game 3 weeks before the season starts.
That's right. And ticket sales are going well, but obviously we're playing in a big stadium, so there are tickets available. Go to Ticketmaster, go to the Ravens website, check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, the nice thing is all the top players from these teams are going to be there because they're getting ready for their season. It's not like they're going to pass on this trip. They're going to be there, Brad Friedel and the others, getting ready to play their English Premier League year.
John, appreciate having you in. You've done the square-off segments with us, but I love having you in here.
Thanks, Dan. I really like being here.
Really
too.
Appreciate it. And I know, don't give me too much credit for making your career when you help PressBox out on some PR stuff. My friend John Maroon. Stay tuned after the break, and I'll head out to Mustang Stadium and talk with Stevenson University football coach. That's Ed Hoddle, getting ready for his second year, so don't go away. Inside PressBox is presented by Freedmont Mortgage. Don't make a 30-year mistake by choosing the wrong lender. Go to Freedmont.com now for all of your mortgage needs.